The Ukrainian ambassador to Australia and New Zealand has called for action after a Russian flag was displayed at Melbourne Park today. Russian and Belarusian players were banned from Wimbledon after the invasion of Ukraine but can play in Australia under a neutral flag. Ukraine's Katerina Baindl beat Russian Kamila Rahimova 7-5, 6-7, 6-1 at the Australian Open on Monday. But Vasyl Miroshnichenko posted a picture of the Russian flag on social media and said, "I strongly condemn the public display of the Russian flag during the game of the Ukrainian tennis player Katerina Baindl at the Australian Open today. I call on Tennis Australia to immediately enforce its neutral flag policy." Former Ukrainian pro Sergei Stakhovsky, who retired at last year's Australian Open, also reposted 2 photos of the flag on his Twitter account and simply wrote, "It comes after Tennis Australia doubled down on its decision to allow Russian and Belarusian players to compete at the Australian Open, albeit as neutral athletes in line with the regulations set out by the ATP, WTA, ITF and 4 Grand Slams last match. At this point, Russian and Belarusian players will be eligible to play in the Australian Open," Tennis Australia CEO and Australian Open tournament director Craig Tiley said earlier this month. "The only difference will be that they cannot represent Russia. They cannot represent the flag of Russia. They cannot participate in any activities such as the anthem of Russia. And they have to play as independent players under a neutral name. But they will be welcome to the Australian Open in January." The Australian Open ticket conditions of sale and entry prohibit fans bringing flags, banners, signs larger than 180 cm by 90 cm in size or with handles longer than 50 cm, as well as unauthorized promotional, commercial, political, religious or offensive items of whatever nature, including clothing, banners, signs, symbols, leaflets, stickers or flyers. While the size of the flag remains unclear, the Russian flag would likely be deemed an unauthorized political banner, with the flag currently prohibited from being used in relation to individual players competing at the event, who cannot represent the country in response to the war in Ukraine.